want to welcome you to the Aerospace Media Awards 2024. We have a little presentation and a welcome address before the service of dinner, but we encourage you, don't wait, just get stuck into those starters. It really won't matter because we want to get through the evening with great speed. There's a heavy schedule and we're going to get underway. We want you to put your hands together for a gentleman who will now welcome you. He's the CEO and founder of the Aerospace Media Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Bradfield.
Well, hello, good evening. Welcome to the 2024 Aerospace Media Awards. I'm delighted to welcome you to this new venue, 8 Northumberland. I hope you're having a great time and it's going well so far. You have to excuse my voice. I'm suffering from dust inhalation. Earlier today, I took a tour of the trophy room of the England football team. It's an incredible achievement after 12 years. These awards attract more entries on an ongoing basis. Aviation journalists' skills in adapting, evolving, and changing to the ways of reporting and investigating the achievements and pitfalls of our amazing aviation and defense industries clearly demonstrates what an important and resourceful job you, aviation journalists, do. I pay tribute to you for your tenacity, professionalism, and skills in conducting your work, and how so many of you do so with such enthusiasm, energy, and good humor. You do an amazing job. Thank you. Speaking of industries, I'd like to thank our sponsors for their support of this event and the aviation press. I'd like to welcome back Lieb here. Thank you very much. Welcome back. And it's great to have Bombardier Defense with us. Thank you, Bombardier Defense, for the sponsorship of the networking reception. A key part of this evening is the judging. This is what makes the announcement of the shortlist and, of course, the winners such an interesting occasion. Once again, we have an even larger judging panel, and I'm most grateful to the judges for all of their time, expertise in judging the nominations. Head of the judging panel, Adam Conno, has reviewed every nomination, and his expertise, knowledge, and counsel to me in helping putting this event together tonight has been invaluable. Thank you, Adam. As the organizer, before I give out some awards, I would like to thank everybody who made a nomination and entered for these awards. I appreciate the effort, the time, and courage it takes for you to put yourselves out there to be a possible shortlisted finalist. Thank you for making these awards what they are today. Is that a champagne bottle? Oh, excellent. So, this is the first award I'm giving out. I certainly hope he's in the house. David Oliver. This is an unusual award. At the 2023 Defense Media Awards in Washington last October, David was awarded a first ever Lifetime Achievement Award. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us on that occasion, and he didn't get recognition in front of a live audience. Well, tonight's your night. I presented his award to him in London last year, and unfortunately, it got broken. So, David, you have a very unique award here tonight. You have a Defense Media Award Lifetime Achievement in the shape of an Aerospace Media Award. Please come on up.
It's just that I didn't know who would retire first, me or Joe Biden.
This second award is for a company out there that has been very, very busy on social media. They've been creating an outstanding, compelling program. This is the Fighter Show from Eurofighter. They have already garnered a number of awards for the quality and content of this amazing show, but I would like to invite Dr. Florian Teisch, or Flo, to the stage to receive an award for the Best Social Media Series.
Thank you very much. Short question, does anybody of you know the Fighter Show? Hands up, who knows it? Okay, good. Who doesn't know it? Well, in fact, it really doesn't matter because you're not the target group. But what we all are aviation enthusiasts, and we need to inspire the next generation of pilots, of engineers, and perhaps also of aviation journalists. And that's why we created the Fighter Show. For those who know me, sometimes I might look a bit like on camera like Flo on a drug experience. I mean, that's part of it. Special thanks to our friends from Top Gear for the inspiration, and for Tom Cruise for letting us ride the Top Gun wave. Thank you very much.
Last award, I promise you, from me. What can I say about this person? I've known him for decades and met him around the world at international air shows and business aircraft events. There are so many stories I could tell you, but they're best kept for the bar afterwards. The one that does really get me every time is the Bangalore Air Show, and this guy kept the bar open till 2:30 a.m. Nothing unusual in that, you might say. There was a curfew, a midnight curfew in Bangalore, enforced at the time. I don't know how I got back to my hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy and privileged to give this award to a great friend of mine, the one and only Leo Knapen.
Well, this is quite the surprise and quite the honor. Thank you, Peter. And the bar is open till 4 a.m. here, just so you know. We don't fool around. We're Canadians and we drink, eh? So, it's hard to put this into words. I got, what, 2 minutes? Okay, let's do this quickly. Thank you, Peter, for the award. And it's a great crowd. I know this crowd, many of you, fairly well. Over the years, and Bombardier, my former employer, who I retired from about 18 months ago, was one of the initial sponsors. So thank you, Bombardier. Mark Maslick, the head of PR, for continuing this tradition. This with the reception, it was a wonderful reception. Well done. And this is a great location for me, selfishly. So I'm going to try to keep this 3 minutes. So Farnborough, when I was in PR, kicked off my tour of the air shows. You know. Every 2 years, Le Bourget, Farnborough, Singapore, blah, blah, blah. I did them all 8 times. My first Farnborough was in '92 when it was held in September. Lots of rain, but what's really cool about it, it was the debut of the Canadair Regional Jet, its international debut. Unfortunately, we had a pilot who didn't know his ass from his elbow. I'm sorry. We had a pilot who filed the incorrect flight plan, never looked at the weather, and it was raining the whole week, so we're always above the clouds, which was at like 1,100 feet or so. So no one actually saw the airplane in the flying display. What we did see, and this comes to mind, is it was the Russians who came to an international show for the first time. And they showed us the Tiger, the Cobra maneuver, which now is all cliche, and you folks all know it very well. But back then, we hadn't seen it before. It was for the Aussies and the Canadians, the Americans started doing it. and it was really exciting. And what was really fun is that they skipped town without paying for their fuel bills, in case you... So good on Russia, yeah. So a couple of words, you're going to hear this throughout the night, but this audience is a special audience. You folks, continue doing what you're doing. Deliver, dig for the truth, and deliver it. And work with the PR folks. I'm a former PR weenie. The PR folks are in a tough spot. You guys want information accurately, quickly, normally quickly, because you drove me nuts with your Friday deadlines. But the PR folks try to do their best and provide you with the right information as quickly as possible. So I think this is kind of weird, this setting, but also appropriate. I was in that hot seat for 17 years. Back in those days, though, I had to deal with TV, and I'm not very photogenic, I'm a fat guy. TV and radio and magazines. All you folks now have to do with social media, online stuff, blogs and things like that. When I was starting out, there was no internet. Imagine, no internet, no social media, none of that stuff. And in fact, I used to fax to many of you in this room invitations. We would fax invitations to Bombardier events or industry events on a Friday or whatever, the old-fashioned way. So I think the job has become easier in some ways and very difficult because of the time realities. So good on you journalists who now have to do more, and good on you PR folks who also have to do much more with these different agents of communication, these different veins. I'd love to list the journals and publishers. I see Greg Hamilton's looking kind of like he's from Kathmandu, and Bernie Baldwin I didn't recognize, and Julian Netterford looks great. There are so many people, so many organizations I'd like to thank. I'm running out of time, and so I'm going to get off now. The man in the red suit, who's always been around, either he or his predecessor, he's a bit of a bully. He's a good guy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I really hope you have a spectacular evening and enjoy this new venue. I wish you a very successful Farnborough Air Show and look forward to seeing you in Paris next year, June the 15th. Cue the fighter show.
Welcome to the Top Gun Fighter School in Europe. Welcome to reality. Welcome to Marburg Air Base. Have you ever heard about the NATO Tigers? This was our rocket motor blown away by Chris, and this is the fighter show with Flo.
We're going to now proceed with the awards presentation, and I'm going to introduce Lucy Porter, an actress, writer, presenter, and comedian, a regular face and voice on several panel shows, such as Have I Got News for You, Mock the Week, Pointless Celebrities, QI, Just a Minute, and the News Quiz. And she's even appeared in EastEnders. So with us for one night only, let's put our hands together and welcome our awards host to the stage, Lucy Porter.
Guys, can we keep it going for the brilliant Richard Burtnell? Richard Burtnell. Oh, what an amazing, he's been the glue holding the night together. He's a brilliant MC, fantastic Toastmaster, very sensitive lover. So, it's a bit of sauce. Hi, guys. Very excited to be here hosting the 2024 Aerospace Media Awards. My name is Lucy, and I just want to say before I start that it's an honour to host these awards because I've been passionately interested in the world of aerospace journalism and publishing since about 6 o'clock when I arrived. I'll be honest, I'm not of your world, right? I'm just a simple comedian, but I have been finding out about what you do, and I think it's amazing because obviously I wanted to find out a bit more about you, and so I asked the wonderful organisers, and they told me some things. See if this is right or not. They said, basically, in the room tonight, we might have CEOs, CFOs, COOs, CTOs, VPs and MDs from companies including CTT, CAE, TE, AIN and the BBC. They said that many of you are concerned with the MRO sector or with OEMs. They said you might be writing about UAVs, which are, of course, direct descendants of RPVs, or writing about AI and the fact that the USAF is adopting AI on F-16s. They said you might need to know the latest rules from the FAA, the CAA or the EASA. They said you might get briefings from the MOD about how NATO is dealing with Putin and his BRICS allies. They said you might be members of the ACA or the RAES, and you might have a special interest in the Boeing 737, 757 or 787, the Airbus A380, the Embraer E175 or the Dassault Falcon 6X or 10X. And they said, like the rest of us being here in London, you're wondering whether everything's going to be A-OK with the UK's GDP now that GB said TTF ends the EU. And bless you. At that point, I just thought, OMG, WTF, LOL. Turns out your industry's full of BS. So I like the fact, thank you for that round of applause. I think you are just impressed that a menopausal woman can remember that much, and you are right to be so. So it's not my world, this, but two things I love are finding out about new things and hosting awards. So I am a comedian, I host a lot of award ceremonies. I know we've got guests here from all over the world. You're very welcome. We've got guests from the US, from Canada, from Brazil, from India, from everywhere. I'm from Croydon. Which, if you don't know, it is a little fishing village just to the south of London. It's beautiful. Do stop by on the way to Farnborough. But I love hosting awards. I don't want to brag or anything, but I did recently host the British Parking Awards. I know the glamour, but it was great fun. I got to hand out the award for Best Multi-Storey Car Park, which was impressive on so many levels. That's just my... Two people like that, that's good. What else have I done lately? The British House Builders Awards, I did that last Friday. The British House Builders Awards, obviously I say I hosted it last Friday. I started it last Friday, but I've got a lot of other work on at the minute, so I'll go back and finish it when I can. Someone who's having an extension done there, well done, lovely. British Fisheries Awards, I did that one. Fisheries, that was good. Handed out loads of awards to fishermen. At the end of the night, they threw them all back. This is the gold, guys. Obviously, I came here tonight and I thought, I'm dying to find out about what you do, because obviously I had thought, it's about writing about, air travel. So I thought you were the people who wrote the in-flight magazines, which tell you the best 5 places to get a boiled egg in Reykjavik. You know those ones, I love those. But no, it turns out you're very much doing exciting, incredible things. I didn't understand all of it. I saw an article saying spotlight on narrow bodies. I thought that's a diet plan. I'll enjoy that one. I'm going to, as the awards go on, I'm going to find out more and more about what you do. But I did want to just give a shout out to some of the sponsors, our marvellous sponsors. I've been looking at your websites, guys, which is some hours of my life I'll never get back. And no, they're brilliant. And there are some amazing companies. There's companies that even I, a humble layperson, have heard of. Eurofighter. Where's Eurofighter? There you are, because I was like, I've always thought that is such a great name, isn't it? Eurofighter. And you truly are. I'm looking at your website. It's a truly European aircraft, because the work share split in manufacturing is 37% UK, 29% Germany, 19% Italy, 14% Spain. Less for Spain, because they have a little sleep in the afternoon, but that's fine. And I just thought, Holland's not on there. And I realised, of course, no, Holland, they wouldn't be into a work share split, because if you split anything with Holland, they want to go 50-50. They can touch. Yeah, okay. We've got General Atomics Aeronautical. Where are you guys? Over there at table 9. A man with a fantastic white beard there, sir. Very, very good work. He's Captain Birdseye, lives amongst us. It's lovely. international people won't understand that, but you're very welcome, because General Atomics Aeronautical are equipping unmanned aircraft with net-enabled weapons, which I didn't understand, and I looked into it, and I was like, it's great, and it's amazing what you're doing, but it does mean the next Top Gun movie is just going to be Tom Cruise sat at a desk operating his aircraft remotely, which, to be fair, at his age is probably quite a good idea. It's probably for the best. We've got CAE. CAE back there. So on your website, it says they offer many opportunities in the realm of civil aviation. Right, which civil aviation, I was excited about that. I was like, is there uncivil aviation? It's very rude. The pilot just takes his shoes off and steers the plane with his bare feet. Very uncivil. Embraer. Embraer, which sounds like embrace. There's a lovely sort of coziness to you guys. And they are working, this is very important and very good, they're working on sustainable aircraft concepts, which I don't know what that is, but I was imagining like seats made of hemp, you know, the aircrew brewing their own kombucha at the back of the plane, biodegradable bamboo wings. I thought, no, that's probably not it, but well done, helping to save us all. We've got Boeing, of course, Boeing. Hello, Boeing. Boeing, my favourite fact about Boeing is that they are the only company in here tonight, and in fact the only airline company to have ever had a play written about them, the 1960s play, Boeing, Boeing, which is a French farce. And I travel a lot with Ryanair, which is an Irish farce. So that's, have we got anyone in from Ryanair? We wouldn't, would we? Oh, hello. Are you from Ryanair? Okay, my love. Mind wipe. Forget everything I said. No, it's lovely. What I love is being able to fly and buy scratch cards at the same time. That's my favourite thing. I'm enjoying that enormously. In fact, I do travel more with you than with anyone else, so if you could put in a word. We've got Bombardier. Bombardier. And because I knew that you were a big company, I did not know that you not only make planes, you also make trains for the London Underground as well, which is not that similar, I would imagine. Because, pardon? You used to. Oh, sorry to bring that up. Okay, now, I'm not making any friends tonight, am I? But, well, they're probably still going, what you made for the London Underground, because it's not that similar. On an airplane, you're very unlikely to see someone drunk dressed as Father Christmas, which you do see all the time on the London Underground, even at this time of year. Obviously on Ryanair, you sometimes do. Anyway, so that's our gorgeous sponsors. We're going to meet more of you as the evening goes on, and we are also going to meet all the fabulous nominees. And I just wanted to say, can we just have a round of applause for everyone who is nominated tonight? Because I am going to crack on with the awards, but I did want to obviously just do a bit of housekeeping, just tell you how the awards are going to go. And I thought, since the company I'm in, I thought I'll do it in the style of an airline safety briefing. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this award ceremony. We know you have a large choice of award ceremonies, so we thank you for choosing this one. In the event that you do win this evening, your faces will light up with joy, which will make it easier to see you. If you don't win and you wish to run out crying, the exits are here and here. Please do remember to console yourself before attempting to console the person sitting next to you. In the event of emotional turbulence this evening, some of your colleagues may be a liability. Please take time now to identify the liability closest to you, bearing in mind that the closest liability may be behind you. If you do need to evacuate the building due to excessive alcohol consumption, please remember to remove your heels for the drunk walk home. I will be presenting these awards tonight at an altitude of 4 feet and 11 inches. Because that's my height, basically. This is why I enjoy travelling, because I'm in economy. It's no trouble for me, that leg room. Last time we went on holiday, my husband said, I thought I might take the kids economy and you can go first class. And I was like, God, isn't that lovely? What a lovely husband. Then it turns out he wanted to post me as a parcel. And that was my little joke there. So listen, you are all winners. Just by dint of being in this room tonight, you know this. You are the best and brightest in your industry. You are some of the finest minds in aerospace and aeronautics and aviation and all of that shebang. Just obviously, by the end of tonight, some of you will be more winners than others. That is the nature of awards. But if you're not lucky enough to win tonight, just remember what I always say to my children, which is you've let me down, you've let yourself down. But at least you've discovered that life is just one long banquet of disappointments on the way to the sweet release of death. So that's all exciting. Oh, bless you. And I want to raise a toast to you. You are technical experts with an eye for detail, communicating the most important developments in an industry that has transformed the world, right? Only 100 years ago, if you wanted to travel to a different continent, you'd have had to go on a boat with a man who looked like that with the big beard. You know, you might have got scurvy on the way. So it's an amazing industry that you work in, and the pace of change in your industry is incredible. You have to keep up with constant innovation. So thank you for your diligence, your tenacity, and your ability to communicate in a world that is increasingly distanced from how technology works. I will think about you all next time I am on a fabulous Ryanair flight, eagerly anticipating the taste of one of Iceland's best yolks. Cheers to you. Let's get on with the awards. The Aerospace Media Awards 2024. We are going to start in fine style with our first category, which is Best New Journalist. This is for the rising stars, the up-and-comers in your industry, and be very kind to these people because they will be your boss in about 10 years' time. That's what I was thinking with the rising stars. So to present this award from our lovely friends at Embraer, to give us a big embrace, give it up for Luis Harrison. Here he comes. Where are you from, Luis? From Brazil. Oh, Bem-vindo. That's all I've got. Lovely. So, Louise, I'm going to tell you the nominees in this fabulous award for the new journalist. So we've got Charlotte Bailey, yes. We've got Alfred Chua, fantastic. We've got Michaela Easley, superb. We've got Ryan Finnerty, brilliant. We've got Michael Marrow, stupendous. And we have Sean Reynolds, phenomenal. That one there. And the winner is?
Charlotte Bailey.
Fabulous, our first winner of the night, the gorgeous, wonderful Charlotte Bailey. There we go, Charlotte and Louise are going to have their picture taken. And I can tell you, Charlotte, the judges said her approachable writing style across business and technical stories is brilliantly informative, but light and humorous. She doesn't recognise her own description, but you are amazing. She's an author. She's written Vampire Boys, True Tales from Operators of the RAF's first single-engined jet. She is an aviation nerd, as so many of us are in this room tonight. Congratulations to Charlotte Bailey. Oh, fabulous work. Yes, please do.
I'd just like to say a big thank you for everybody who's helped and supported me for this journey in the last 4 years. Big shout out to Stephen Bridgewater and Tim at the team at Royal Aeronautical Society. You took a chance on my writing, and I'm dreadfully sorry is all I can say at that point. So, yeah, thank you to everyone who's helped mentored me, support me, and has continued to watch out for me. I really appreciate that. So, and thank you also to the Royal Aeronautical Society for the paycheck to go supersonic through the sound barrier upside down, and I actually got paid for that, which is a proof I'm in the right job, if nothing else. So, thanks a lot.
Give it up for Charlotte, your first winner of the night, and the lovely Louise from Embraer. Right, now we move to the Best Aviation Image, which is sponsored by Dassault Aviation. We love them. Please will you welcome the Communications Director of Dassault Aviation. It is Vadim Felzer. And where have you come to us from tonight, Vadim?
From Paris.
From Paris. Oh, I would love to be there swimming in the Seine, which you can do now. I mean, it's amazing. Right. Let's have a look at the fabulous nominees. Now, these are quite long. forgive me if I get anyone's name wrong. Neville Ned Dawson, Safer Hawaiian HEC, Windward Aviation goes twin engine for Heliops magazine. Then we've got Benoit Denet, presumably one of your countrymates, in Volo con la Vipera for JP4 Aeronautica magazine. We've got Lloyd Horgan, Heliservice USA, a Rising Wind vertical magazine. We've got John Krause, Vulcan Rising, Aviation Week and Space Technology. Eric Magnan flying the Falcon 6X, Aviation International News, and Mark Wagner, Tilted Rotors, Aviation Week Show News. And I've seen these, they are phenomenal images and beautiful, beautiful art. So would you like to tell us who the winner is?
Eric Magnan, he's a French guy. Unfortunately, he's not with us tonight. I know that since we are coming from the same, still democratic and free country, by the way. Eric will be very, very happy. I know that Eric is a talented filmmaker. He's working for the French TV. He's done a lot of films, the equivalent of French Top Gun, by the way. He's working for a famous brand as Air France, Breitling, and he's doing a great job, not only as a filmmaker, photographer, but only he spent the last few years in Europe. You don't, being an experienced photographer, filmmaker, to do air-to-air is not enough. Talent and passion, just not enough. You need to chase an airplane. And in France, or nor in Europe, we have chased airplane, and he spent the last 5 years to spend all his resource, his energy, to equip a new chase airplane that makes available a chase airplane to do air-to-air shooting. So that's great, and so I think
he's amazing. I want to meet. I could also listen to you talk all night, by the way, because that is one of the loveliest accents I've ever heard. Eric can't be here, but we are very lucky to have, on his behalf, Ruben Kempner from AIN Media Group. I think he's going to come up and collect the award and make sure it gets to Eric. Thank you, Ruben. That's beautiful. And while those photos are happening, I will tell you what was said about Eric's winning submission. Beautiful composition, light and symmetry showing the Falcon 6X test duo. Highly impressive image with perfect exposure, field of focus, alignment and framing. Nice use of sun angle to keep the image from looking flat. That sounds amazing. Are you going to make sure that gets to him?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Give it up for Ruben presenting, collecting on behalf of Eric, and thank you so much to Vadim. Beautiful, right, we're cracking through. So our next award is the Best Propulsion Submission. It's sponsored by Rolls-Royce, and we are going to have James Banks from Rolls-Royce coming to the stage. Where are you, James? Here he is, here's James. Give it up for lovely James. Very nice. James, I would like to say, if you want to give me a free Rolls-Royce, a free Rolls-Royce if you've got one.
Not yet.
No, okay. I don't even mind just a bit of an engine. It doesn't even need to be a car or anything. Thank you, James. I believe you. The nominees for the Best Propulsion Submission are, firstly, Stephen Bridgewater, Small Changes, Big Gains for Aerospace. We've got John Grevitt, At Full Speed, Hypersonics prepares Dart AE for Future Heights, Jane's Defence Weekly. We've got Michael Gubich, could GTF issues spur a new P&W partnership with Rolls? Cirium dashboard. There's questions here that I don't even understand, let alone being able to answer them. Then we've got Josh Luckenbauer, Space Power, Government Industry Explore Nuclear, Solar Space Engines, National Defence Magazine. We've got Paul Marks, A Manhattan Project for the Climate for Aerospace America. And we have Guy Norris, Rolls-Royce rolls out the world's biggest commercial engine. Ding dong. Aviation Week and Space Technology. So would you like to tell us the winner?
And the winner is Stephen Bridgewater.
Woohoo! Stephen. There he is. I see him. Up comes lovely Stephen, you pop up and get your photo done. You look gorgeous, by the way. The comments here said, an article that goes further than most to show how new propulsion efficiency gains may be possible. Useful roundup of incremental improvements being implemented by engine manufacturers. And on Stephen's Twitter, he says that after nearly 25 years in the industry, he's still as excited as ever by it. And the hashtag AVGeek is used liberally in your Twitter. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. This was a complete surprise, to be honest. I'm going to say exactly the same as I said 2 years ago when I was here. 25 years ago, an editor took a risk on me as a young writer. I feel everybody in this room, we've got a responsibility to carry that forward. Charlotte's a good example of that. There are lots of young people coming into our industry. They need our help.
Yes, oh, inspiring stuff. Give it up for, Give it up for Stephen. There we go, what a lovely speech. Okay, we now have the Best Safety Training and Simulation submission. It's sponsored by CAE, and from CAE we have the fabulous Samantha Galinsky. There's Samantha. Oh, just, your hair is a symphony, absolutely gorgeous. The glamour, the glamour. Give it up, by the way, for the women working in aviation and aerospace. We love it. Love to see a woman on this stage. So shall we talk about the nominees, because they're all amazing. We've got Keith Button, ending runway incursions for Aerospace America. We've got Sean Broderick, Jens Flotteau, Thierry Dubois, and Christine Boynton. Single pilot operations are under increased scrutiny for Aviation Week and Space Technology. Rachel Cohen, after tragedy, US Air Force probes English training for foreign pilots for the Military Times. We've got Lisa Gordon, Canadian helicopter operators say uncertain future of Class D HEC ops puts life-saving missions at risk for Vertical Magazine. David Rimmer brings us air charter safety and legality, an insider's view for aerospace. And Patrick Vayette, conditions that cause auto-rotation mishaps for business and commercial aviation. I mean, I'd like to read all of them, so much talent. And would you like to tell us, we do have to turn the page, I've got to give you a new page. That's how special you are. I'm busting out a new page for you. Beautiful, it's that one there.
Ooh. So the winner is Sean Broderick, Jens Flotteau, Thierry Dubois, Christine Boynton for single pilot operations are under increased scrutiny.
There we go, a lovely long title to allow you to get to your feet. This is what we like. Here they come, a talented team. And as they collect this award, another fantastic blow dry. And then not such a blow dry there, but lovely, lovely work. Excellent people. The judges said good use of tension to make this story more salient and less academic. So they managed to find terms that everyone could understand for these brilliant, brilliant people. Lovely work. Would you like to say anything, anyone?
Thank you. I've been lucky enough to sit at the CA table next to a lady who plays a role in the Women in Flight program, called the SMART program. And I thought, well, in aerospace journalism, we obviously also need a Women in Aerospace Journalism program, because here again, they are underrepresented. One of the keys, one of the reasons I'm saying the Women in Flight program is a SMART program is that they use role models to promote aviation, especially the job of pilots in the cockpit, to young ladies. And believe me, if we had a Women in Aerospace Journalism program, we would have a role model on stage here, just next to me. She didn't want to take the mic, but definitely, believe me, she's a role model simply by the quantity and quality of the stories she can file in a single day. So Christine deserves the awards even more than we do. Thanks, Christine, for the great job.
Congratulations, thank you so much. Oh, give it up for your winners, amazing. Congratulations, and another fabulous speech. It's so inspiring. inspiring. And there's one of my role models right there. Absolutely love her work. Right, so the next award is the Mike Savage Award for the Best Passenger and Crew Wellbeing Submission. It's sponsored by CTT Systems, and I'm delighted to welcome from CTT Systems, it's Ola Hagfeldt. Ola. Ooh. There's Ola. Here we go, making up all the way to the stage. What a very handsome man you are. Congratulations, well done. Where are you from, Ola? Stockholm, Sweden. It's like a smorgasbord of delightful international guests we have here. So the nominees here, Ola, we have Bernie Baldwin, Rights on Flights Air International. We've got Chloe Greenbank, Life and Soul Regional Gateway. Mary Kirby, US DOT's expanded LAV rule for narrow bodies, still a decade away for the Runway Girl Network. We've got Kerry Lynch, Tackling Aviation's Mental Health Paradox for Aviation International News. We've got Keith Mwanalushi, Outside the Box for In-Flight Magazine. Yes, Keith. We've got David Slotnick, Farm to Terminal, How Airport Restaurants Are Becoming the First Destination of Your Trip for the Points Guy. Again, an amazing selection. I would like you to tell us who the winner is, and I'm going to point at it there.
Mary Kirby.
Yay, Mary Kirby! Ooh, now. So, the fabulous Mary Kirby cannot be with us, but we are very lucky to present this award, to present the Mike Savage Award. We have grandson of Mike Savage, all the way from Australia, Riley Savage. Where are you, Riley? Riley is in the room and is going to come. Oh, there he is. There's Riley. Super young. Look at the young people. It's a lovely spread of ages in here tonight, isn't it? We've got young people and I won't look at anyone, but lovely to see you, Riley. Thank you for coming to collect this award. Is there anything you would like to say?
It's just great that I got the chance to come here and get the award on behalf of the person. So say thank you for the opportunity.
No, it's such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much, Riley. There we go. Lovely Riley. Rewarding Mary for her timely story that rightly eschews flair for substance. Very good. Okay, we now have the Best Unmanned System submission. It's sponsored by General Atomics Aeronautical Systems. So let's welcome from them, C. Mark Brinkley. Boom, boom, there's C. Mark Brinkley. Here he comes. And I tell you what, I'll do the nominees as you make your way to the stage. We've got Craig Hoyle from High Hopes Flight International, David Oliver, Stabilizing Unmanned Images, Armada International. We've got Mark Peasing, the robot aircraft with a nightmarish nuclear mission for BBC Future. We've got Noah Robertson, Replicator, an inside look at the Pentagon's ambitious drone program for Defense News. We've got Tim Robinson going stratospheric for aerospace. There's Tim. We've got Brandy Vincent, Switchblade 600 kamikaze drones in the running for Replicator mass production from Defense Scoop. There's some drama there, isn't there? C. Mark Brinkley, it's a pleasure to meet you. And this is your winner right here.
Greg Hoyle.
Yay, Greg Hoyle! Up comes lovely Greg Hoyle for High Hopes. We've all got to have high hopes. There we go. And as Craig gets his photo taken, the judges said that this was an exclusive paired with comprehensive detail. Comprehensive detail there, Craig. That's what you're known for. Would you like to say any words?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm kind of regretting now, Audrey, who I'm sitting next to, said, have you got a speech prepared? And I said, no, of course I haven't, because I never win. Yeah, I think High Hopes is probably a good title for this one. So it was a feature about Alto's Zephyr aircraft, and I wrote about that when it was part of the Kinetic 1 balloon attempt about 200 years ago. So hopefully it will get somewhere on the market, but it's fantastic to be recognised, and I'm extremely grateful. Thank you very much.
Give it up for lovely Craig. Oh, thanks to Craig, and thanks to the fabulous C. Mark Brinkley from General Atomics Aeronautical. Right, we now have the Best Business Aviation submission. And I'm going to go straight to the nominees here. They are fantastic. Firstly, we've got Charles Alcock, Bizav's Quandary over eco-protests for AIN Media Group. We have Thierry Dubois, France puts environmental pressure on business aviation for Aviation Week. We've got Will Gisbond, Gulfstream G700 delays illustrate upended realities of big jet FAA approval for the air current. We've got David Rimmer, Air Charter Safety and Legality, an insider's view for aerospace. We've got Mike Stones, We Are a Company of Engineers for Corporate Jet Investor Quarterly. And we have Alistair White, Wheels on Fire for Corporate Jet Investor. And I can tell you straight away that the winner here, oh, it's a title I love, Wheels on Fire, Alistair White. Alistair White, come to the stage, babe.
Thank you very much to Peter and everyone for organising this, and all the judges. Thanks to the whole team. I think we all know these awards are so low. And I have two final requests. One, I think headlines are getting too long, which is making your job harder. And secondly, is a really weird one, but I got the train from Victoria earlier, and it was only when I got to Victoria Station I realised I'd been sitting in a pool of beer. So as I get down from the stairs, please do not look at my trousers. Thank you. And there is nowhere to buy trousers at 7 o'clock at Victoria Station. You can buy a rubber duck, but you can't buy trousers. Thank you very much.
Alistair White, God bless you. Guaranteeing we're all going to look at your trousers now, but they look fine. You look great, and I'm delighted for you. The judges said comprehensive investigative style reporting on the rise and fall of Wheels Up. This is a great article, well researched and structured, great prose and insight, well-placed humour, engaging reading. That's what Alistair offers. He's fantastic. So, our next award is the Best Multimedia Aviation Submission, and the nominees for this award are The Perfect Aircraft Pit Stop, Aviation Extended. Yay! If you like these, do give them a cheer. I mean, I'm just cracking on, but you go for it, guys. And I like the cut of your jib down there. That was some good cheering. Well done. Next, we have Aaron Hesselhurst, Jonathan Joseph, James Cook, and Sarah Jackson. What does the future of air travel look like? BBC Talking Business with Aaron Hesselhurst. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We've got Flying the MD-530F and the Resurrection of MD Helicopters, Ian Whelan for Aviation International Use. Yes, please. Woo, woo. And now we've got Spotlight on Narrow Bodies, insights from Aviation Week's Check 6 podcast. Aviation Week's Check 6 podcast. There we go. That's a podcast I'll look up now. And we have 3-part B52 series and 2-part podcasts. Part 2 podcast Defence News, and Vargo Maradian and JJ Gertler, the Air Power podcast, and some good powerful cheering. So I can tell you the winner here, it is, oh, it's a team, it's Aaron Hesselhurst, Jonathan Josephs, James Cook, and Sarah Jackson. What does the future of air travel look like? BBC Talking Business with Aaron Hesselhurst, who I can see coming to the stage. Fabulous work. Here they come. Beautiful, and pleased to win, I see, which is good. Oh, it's a bloody honour to see you. Hey, you are gorgeous ones. Do you want to do a speech?
Yeah, thank you. Look, this is an absolute honour given the fierce competition for this category. And on a personal note, really good timing, because 2 weeks ago I've just packed in my 30 years of TV news, 23 of those years at the BBC, which is long enough in any institution. I could have murdered somebody. I would have been out earlier than that. But this is a real honor. And this show is teamwork. We're a tiny team. So I can't thank enough JJ, Jonathan Joseph, my incredible producer, Sarah Jackson, who is probably, the best editor that the BBC has, and of course Zena Nefutu, who is Senior Vice President of BBC Studios. She's responsible for putting BBC News out there on the airlines, not Ryanair though, to hotels, to ships, everything. And of course, James Cook, who's in New York. He was our cameraman for this. And this is a tough show. I mean, we do a weekly show, but this one's always tough. Every year we fly to Long Beach, California. We fly on a Monday. We start filming Tuesday, Wednesday, all for this show to be broadcast ready to start going out to air on a Friday. And we are up till 2 or 3 in the morning feeding the material back to London to Sarah, who's cutting it all together so it can get out on Friday. So I couldn't do it without all of you. So thank you. Thank you. Anybody want to say anything? I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah, as Aaron also said, James is in New York. James Cook, our cameraman. If he hadn't been filming it all, nobody would have anything to see. And it's great to be part of such a fantastic team. Everybody working so hard, as Aaron says, such a tight turnaround with these broadcast things. And obviously Aaron as well for putting it all together, making it all the ideas and all the effort that we all put in behind the scenes, but he makes that shine and he really does a great job of bringing aviation to a mass audience, which I think everyone in this room will agree is really important. And it's great to be part of such a team.
Thank you. Thanks, JJ. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. Wait, do you want us to do a little photo? Oh, give it up for this fabulous team. Aren't they amazing? Wonderful, Aaron. Just such a great presenter. Fabulous. Okay, and the judges said top-notch guests plus newsworthy topics and trends brings energy and verve to his stories, they said about Aaron, and he's brought energy and verve to tonight as well. The next award is Best Aerospace and Defence Business Submission, and the nominees are as follows. We have Courtney Albon, Space Force moles refuelling as industry calls for funding standards for C4ISRNet. And then we've got Charles Alcott. Can Putin's BRICS allies be trusted with trade partners? AIN Media Group. We've got Matthew Fulco, Michael Bruno, Jens Flotto, Steve Trimble, Ben Goldstein, and Bradley Perrett. The China Conundrum, Aviation Week and Space Technology. We have got John Lake, Turkish Aerospace, providing sovereign capabilities for Ankara Air International. We've got Michael Marrow and Aaron Mehta, Pratt Blast Lockheed's confusing and misleading adaptive engine advocacy for breaking defence. And we have Vargo Moradian, the Defence and Aerospace Report Business Roundtable. Okay, and our winner is Michael Marrow and Aaron Mehta for Pratt Blast Lockheed's confusing and misleading adaptive energy advocacy for breaking defence. Hello, Michael. Give it up for the guys. Quick speech if you want.
Yeah. Well, first, I guess, thank you, Pratt & Whitney and Lockheed Martin, for your candor. There are a few actual thanks I want to give, which is first, I have an amazing team. I have an amazing editor standing next to me in this room. And additionally, I have amazing colleagues out here. You all are extremely talented. When I started on this beat, I thought it would be more cutthroat, and I was honestly very surprised to learn how kind and generous and supportive a lot of you are. I learn so much from all of you every day, and it's such a privilege to be able to work alongside all of you. There is one thing I wanted to say, though, which is that every day our numbers seem to be dwindling. Layoffs. This is a tough industry. We're in it because we love this job. But what I would say is that if you're in management, I promise you, just like the conversation we're having in manufacturing, if you invest in quality, the rest will take care of itself. So, you know, what we do is very important, and each fewer journalists is really a loss for all of us. So thank you all for what you do.
I just want to thank everyone for, again, what Michael said, echo that. We support our colleagues. We thank our colleagues for the work they do. It makes us better. We thank the people in this room for supporting that work and making it possible. We have a really great team at Breaking Defense. We have a lot of support from our management, and I consider that something that's let me bring on amazing reporters like Michael, who I should just say, this story, he did all the reporting and then handed it off to me because he had to go to an Elton John concert that night. So that's how teamwork works at its best. And Michael's a great reporter. I'm really just very proud of him to be on this team.
Fabulous, another very deserved win. Investing quality. And that article drove an entire news cycle, laying bare bitterness between an airframer and its airframer customer. And it puts others on notice, as great journalism should do. Okay. Next award is the Best Maintenance, Repair and Overhaul, MRO, submission, sponsored by Liebherr. So please welcome from Liebherr, it's Uta Bram! It's Uta. Fabulous. Right. Lovely Uta, hi, lovely to see you. I'm going to tell you your nominees. We have Peter Bardeler for Europe's Aircraft Graveyard, bringing planes back to life for Vidicon Media. We've got Stephen Bridgewater, Pumping Lead, GA's dirty little secret for Aerospace. David Hughes, High Cost of Cheap for Avionics News. We've got Akash Malakar for Cirrus SR22 Garmin Avionic Upgrade for Prop Clear. We've got Victoria Moore's African Empowerment Inside MRO. We've got Kerry Reel's Lighter, Smarter Hums Take Flight in the Air Medical sector, Air Med and Rescue. And the winner is, Uta, would you like to come and tell us who the winner is? It's that one there.
The winner is Kerry Reels.
Yay! Kerry Reels won. Kerry can't be here tonight, but we do have from Air Med and Rescue, John Adams, I believe, is coming to the stage. Thank you, John. I'll tell you while they have their photo taken. They called this a good balanced article detailing the benefits of hums, especially new generation systems to improve reliability and predicting events. It was great to see the reporter stretch herself on this technical topic, an important one in a high-risk, high-reward aviation sector. Does Kerry have anything she wanted us to pass on?
Kerry says she's really sorry she can't be here tonight, but she would have loved to catch up with friends and former colleagues. She wants to thank the team at Air Med and Rescue for commissioning her to write this feature. It was a new area for her, both in terms of covering rotorcraft and for this type of technology. She also wants to thank the Aerospace Media Awards and the sponsors and all the judges, and she hopes that everybody has a wonderful evening.
To Kerry, and thank you, John, for coming and collecting it. All right, my loves, we now move on to the Best Rotorcraft or Vertical Flight Submission, sponsored by TE Connectivity, from whom we welcome Martin Cullen. Martin Cullen is here, I believe, from TE. Here he comes. And as he comes to the stage, I'll tell you the nominees. We're going to start off with Gideon Ewers, holding the key, Rotor Hub International. We've got Ben Forrest, the future of aerial firefighting for Vertical magazine. We've got Elan Head, how Robinson Helicopter arrived at its new tail design for Vertical magazine. We've got Gareth Jennings, Need for Speed. Western military seek to expand the envelope of rotorcraft performance for Janes. We've got Emma Kelly, Unended Quest for Rotor Hub. We've got Ken Schwartz, Tidal Change, the story behind the rebound of the offshore helicopter transport sector for Vertical magazine. And my love, Martin, would you like to come and tell us who the winner is? Ooh.
And the winner is Gideon Ewers.
Gideon Ewers holding the key, indeed. Ooh. There we go. So Gideon Ewers, I believe, is right there. Very exciting. I'll tell you the judge's comments while he makes his way to the stage. It says, very readable article with history of other tilt rotor attempts, certification progress, market factors, and all relevant details on the first truly commercial tilt rotor AW609. Excellent and memorable piece is what was said. So I need to hear from Gideon what you would like to say, Gideon.
Well, that was unexpected. It's been a very weird 2 years. But I'd like to echo the remarks earlier about journalism and the need for good quality journalism and new journalists coming into the profession. We need more of you. We need you now, and we need you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Gideon. Fabulous. Thank you, Gideon. And thank you very much to Martin as well there. Okay, the next award is Best Space Submission. Ooh, exciting. And the nominees here are, we have Harry Baker for Solar Maximum Could Hit Us Harder and Sooner Than We Thought for livescience.com. We've got Sydney E. Dean, LGM 35A Sentinel aiming for 2030 debut, European Security and Defence. We've got Jeff Faust, The Accidental Monopoly, How SpaceX Became Just About the Only Game in Town for Space News. Teresa Hitchens, New Joint Force Space Doctrine clarifies Space Command's offensive defensive ops for breaking defence. Then we've got Bella Richards, Will Launch Capacity Fall Short for Aerospace, and Laura Winter, When Nation States Target the Commercial Space Sector for the Downlink. This is also modern and exciting and terrifying as well. Because the winner is a terrifying headline. Harry Baker, Solar Maximum Could Hit Us Harder and Sooner Than We Thought for livescience.com. Is Harry Baker in the room, or is he busy finding out more exciting things? Is Harry Baker? We weren't sure if Harry Baker... Well done, by the way, all of you who made it, because it's been a challenging few days for travel. So I don't think Harry has made it, but I will make sure that that award either gets to him or is on my mantelpiece by tonight. So fabulous. The judges simply said, love the space science, so we'll convey that to Harry. Okay, now we have Best Aviation Artificial Intelligence AI submission, and you can see the nominees. We have Lindsay Bjerregaard, AI Fever sweeps MRO, but will excitement last for Inside MRO. We've got Gabriel Dominguez, The Next Arms Race, China leverages AI for edge and future wars for the Japan Times. We've got Sydney Freeberg, The Revolution That Wasn't, How AI Drones Have Fizzled in Ukraine so far for Breaking Defense. Alex Hollings, Project Venom, the Air Force is adding AI pilots to 6 F-16s for Sandbox News. Kerry Lynch, the AI dive into aviation for Aviation International News. And Brandy Vincent, what the Pentagon can learn from the saga of the rogue AI-enabled drone thought experiment for Defense Scoop. And the winner is Gabriel Dominguez. Gabriel Dominguez, who I was very much looking forward to meeting just because of his name, but he does, as we see, work for the Japan Times and has not been able to make it from Japan. But again, we'll get that award to him, won't we, my darling? We certainly will. Our next one is Best Commercial Aviation Submission. It's sponsored by McKinsey and Company. So from McKinsey and Company, let's go wild and crazy for Brennan Hobben! Brennan. Here comes Brennan. So, Brennan, up you come, my love. Another fabulous woman, and I'm excited to announce your nominees. So we have Bernie Baldwin, Channel Hopping Air International, Lewis Harper, Battered But Not Beaten, Airline Business, Victoria Moores, European Liberalisation 30 Years On for Routes Daily, Mark Pilling, The Right Approach, Is Air Traffic Management Able to Modernise for Flight International, Edward Russell, United Has Few Good Alternatives to 737 MAX 10 for the Air Current, and Adrian Schofield, Shopping Season for Aviation Week and Space Technology. And the winner is...
Mark Pilling.
Yay! Mark Pilling, who is right there, and I can see him. For the right approach, is air traffic management able to modernise for Flight International? And the judges said, interesting analysis on the role of optimised descents and climbs or user-preferred routes, plus various CSAR initiatives. Is it CSAR? I don't know. He doesn't know either, that's fine, good. Good flow, interesting facts and clear logic for the future. Mark, amazing.
Thank you, Lucy. Who'd have thought I'd win an award for a bloody ATC article? That's all I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you, and to Peter, by the way. So thank you for doing a great job. And Peter, little round of applause. Peter, thank you for doing this. Thank you. It was either this or a Take That concert. Did I choose right, Lucy? Oh, babes. Okay, thank you. I'd just like to echo what Gideon was saying, and quality journalism, blah, we've got to do that, because otherwise all of our jobs are going to be AI, aren't they? You're a bit of a chatbot already, aren't you, Lucy? Got you. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody. If anybody else wants to write about ATC, quite happy to hand that over. But Murdo, thanks to the commission. Appreciate it, mate.
Fabulous. Mark Pilling. The amazing Mark Pilling. There we go. Beautiful photographs. Lovely words. Again, yes, we need to look after each other in this industry, don't we? Relight my fire. Your love is my only. I'm just trying to give him a bit of take that. Okay, now we have the best sustainable aviation submission. Sustainability, really important. So the nominees for this are Christine Boynton for This Summer Gave US Airlines a Glimpse of What Might Come from Aviation Week and Space Technology. Then we have Keith Button, Supersonic Travel, Dead on Arrival, for Aerospace America. We've got Tony Harrington, What Factors Risk Derailing Aviation's Net Zero Sustainability Goal for Flight Global. We've got Elan Head, Goop, Gulp and Glow, Imagining the Paths to a 1,000 to something kilogram battery for the air current. I don't understand about half the things I'm saying tonight, but I'm enjoying it. Then we have Guy Norris for Targeting Trails, Aviation Week and Space Technology, and Jeffrey Thomas for Aviation's Greatest Challenge is not net zero, but stopping misinformation for airlineratings.com. And I'm going to tell you straight away, the winner is Guy Norris! Here he comes, Guy Norris! Here's Guy Norris right now. Let's have love. Do you want to do your speech first?
Oh, sure, thank you. I absolutely love this industry. I love everything about it. And the one thing I really hate about it is contrails. And on the train on Friday, whenever it was, I counted 28 in the sky over London. And it's a serious business. So apart from getting better journalism, investing in that, we ought to invest in getting rid of contrails. And this was a great story to do. So thank you to Avweek and all my team members who allow me to pursue these crazy stories. So thank you.
Oh, fabulous. Give it up. There we go. Goodness me, I never knew I was going to get so animated about contrails, but now I am. And the judges said that Guy was the undisputed king of this year's contrails articles. The king of the contrails, that's what we're going to call him. Complex technicalities efficiently and clearly described by Guy. Brilliant. Okay, we now move on to the best military aviation submission. It's sponsored by Lockheed Martin. And from that institution, we have John Nielsen, I believe. He's right there. Hey, John. Thanks for coming, babe. Right, so I'm going to tell you your nominees, first of all. So we've got Rachel Cohen for Inside the Air Force's Massive Mobility War Game in the Pacific for the Military Times. We've got Paul Fu Kennard, How Does the UK Stop Winging It on Combat Air Mass for Antara's magazine. I like the pun there, well done. We've got Vargo Muradian for Defence... Yes, it's the Vargo again. For Defence and Aerospace Report Air Power podcast. We've got Richard Scott for I Feel the Need for Seed, AOC Journal of Electromagnetic Dominance. I'm loving some of these titles. We've got Bill Sweetman and Giuseppe Piccarella inside the B-21 Raider for Aviation Week and Space Technology. And Thomas Withington, Ruining Radars for Armada International. And the winner is...
The winner is...
The winner is Rachel Cohen.
Yay! Fabulous. Rachel Cohen now. Rachel cannot be with us, sadly, but I believe that we are going to ask someone from Defence News to accept it on her behalf. Here comes Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. There we go. Lovely, Stephen.
Hi, I'm obviously not Rachel Cohen. My name is Stephen Losey. I'm the air warfare reporter for Defense News. As of Friday before last, I'm now the president of the newly formed Sightline Media Union, and it's in that role that I'm speaking here to you right now. I grew up with Air Force Times. My dad was an Air Force engineer. It was delivered to our home every week. As a kid, I used to love sitting on the floor of my living room, flipping through the pages and looking at the cool pictures of the planes. The SR-71 was my favorite. I'm giving this speech with Rachel's permission, by the way, so I'm not hogging her glory. Years later, I joined that newsroom. Being part of that was intoxicating. I've been able to do some amazing things like flying on a B-52. I've worked there literally half my life. First as a copy editor for Federal Times, then Air Force Times, now Defense News. As of Friday, Federal Times no longer exists, nor does C4ISR, which Courtney Albin was nominated for. The Military Times and Defense News newsroom represents the gold standard of defense journalism. Some absolute legends have had their bylines in these papers, including people sitting in this very room. Val Encina, Aaron Mehta, C. Mark Brinkley, Brian Everstein, Vago Muradian. No other news organization writes about the breadth of subject matters we do. Everything from personnel to policy, from acquisition to benefits to operations for all services. It sent reporters to the front lines of Iraq and Afghanistan, embedded alongside troops. Its talented and dedicated journalists have produced deep and meaningful journalism and investigative reporting that advocates for service members and their families and holds military leadership accountable. But a newsroom is made up of people and can only thrive as long as there are people there. For years, our newsroom has bled talent. And on July 12th, 9 talented reporters and editors were laid off. One of them was Rachel Cohen, my dear friend and colleague, whose award she's won tonight. It was the second round of layoffs this year. And in between, more people have left without being replaced. Our editorial staff has been cut by well over half just this year alone, losing 17 reporters, editors, and videographers through either layoffs or people quitting. We have maybe a dozen left, not just reporters, but including editors and videographers. These layoffs came as we were preparing to negotiate for our first union contract after an election was held and our newsroom voted to organize, unanimously, I might add. We view these layoffs as an unacceptable changing of our workplace conditions before a contract was agreed to. We filed charges with the National Labor Relations Board alleging our company, Sightline Media Group, and its parent company, Regent, has committed unfair labor practices and retaliated against us for forming a union in violation of labor law. But that's not all. More than a year ago, the government of India arrested Defense News correspondent there, Vivek Raghuvanshi, I apologize, on unproven charges of espionage filed by an administration with a history of suppressing journalists. The effort to secure Vivek's safe release was entirely driven by our editorial side, first by Mike Gruss, our editor-in-chief, former editor-in-chief, and then by Chris Martin and Kerry O'Reilly. Both of those two were also laid off. Try as they might, they were unable to locate or contact him. Now, no one is left here who is advocating for Vivek. We renew our call for Vivek Raghuvanshi's immediate release from prison. Sightline Media Group and Regent have not done right by the people they laid off earlier this month. They are not providing all the information people need to file for unemployment benefits, promptly paying out final expenses, and are dragging their feet on correcting months-old mistakes on people's W-2s. After the indignity of being laid off, this is unacceptable and adds insult to injury. If you care about the journalism Defense News and Military Times provides, I encourage you to reach out to the management of Regent and Sightline and talk to me afterwards if you want to know more. Tell the company they need to do right by the 9 reporters and editors who have been laid off, and tell the company to negotiate the fair severance that their dedication and hard work deserves. Tell them they must not forget Vivek Raghuvanshi. Tell them not to cut the newsroom any further. I accept this award on behalf of Megan Myers, Sarah Sykard, Daniel Woolfolk, Mike Gruss, Colin Demarest, Marjorie Sensor, Irene Lowenson, Megan Eckstein, Simone Perez, Davis Winkie, Andrea Scott, Courtney Mabius, Chris Martin, Bryant Harris, Carrie O'Reilly, James Clark, and Rachel Cohen. Thank you.
Powerful stuff. An amazing speech. Thank you so much. Okay. We are now going to award the Best Breaking News Submission. It's sponsored by Honeywell, and from Honeywell, I can't say it because Honeywell make the thermostat for my boiler, so I get really excited when I see the logo. Give it up from Honeywell Aerospace. It's Anthony Florian. Just take a little moment there. Right. The nominees for the Best Breaking News Submission, we have Christine Boynton, multiple coverage of the JetBlue Spirit merger trial for Aviation Week and Space Technology. We've got Peter Felsted, UK MOD details recent open skies activity as arms control in Europe becomes increasingly irrelevant for European security and defence. We've got Theo Leggett, Boeing's mid-flight blowout. Hello, Theo. Boeing's mid-flight blowout, a big problem for company, BBC News website. We've got Michael Marrow, F-35A, officially certified to carry nuclear bomb, breaking defense. John Ostrower, US Airlines fed up, forced change in the Boeing C-suite, the air current. And Pilar Wolfsteller, John Hemmerdinger, Alfred Chewer, David Kaminsky-Morrow, Alaska 737 MAX suffers pressurization issue after window blowout for Flight Global. And the winner is, would you like to announce?
Christine Boynton.
Sure is Christine Boynton. Aha! We've seen her already tonight, the fabulous Christine Boynton. Christine, amazing. There we go, having a photograph taken. There we are, fabulous. And I will tell you that this very effectively covers the breaking arguments for and against the JetBlue merger with Spirit, with each element of this series of articles being strong in its own right. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Christine, would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you very much. It's a privilege to be among you this evening and to work alongside my colleagues. It's really surreal to have the privilege to work alongside you, and I couldn't be in a better industry, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine. Who, just by the by, was the first ever winner of an Aerospace Media Award, winning the Best Young Journalist Award in 2012. So look at her now, incredible. Award number 18 is the Best Advanced Air Mobility Submission. It is sponsored by Supernal, and we were going to welcome to the stage from Supernal, Jen Darland. Jen is coming towards us, and I will tell you, give us a round of applause for Jen. In one of the loveliest dresses I've ever seen. absolutely gorgeous. The nominees here, we have Rohit Goel, Flying into the Future, SP's Aviation. We have Elan Head, Special Report, surveying the eVTOL EVTOL competitive landscape for the air current. Jonathan Hemmerdinger, but is it an aircraft? FAA undecided on critical question as Regent seeks sea glider guidance for Flight Global. We've got Jen Nevins, Beta Technologies, building a Beta Future, Vertical Magazine. Garrett Ream, why EVTOL air taxis are starting to look the same for Aviation Week. And Graham Warwick, eyes on the AAM prize for Aviation Week. Jen, would you like to come and announce the winner? Here we are. That's the one there.
Graham Warwick.
Yay! Graham Warwick. There he is. For eyes on the AAM prize. Oh, and in fact, we have, it's not Graham, but it's Joe Anselmo who's come to collect the award. And while you have your photo taken, I will say, yep, there he is, there we go. This was a timely assessment of 15 leading eVTOL OEMs, looking at trial markets, initial ops, certification challenges, product partners, including car suppliers and cash. An excellent summary and a must-have reference source. So, Joe, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. I remember when I was a young journalist and I was in an NBAA, and Graham Warwick walked up and said, "Hi, Joe." And I said, "He knows me. He knows who I am." Graham Warwick is just one of the greatest aerospace journalists ever, and I'm very proud to accept this on his behalf. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. Lovely work, Joe. Thank you. Fabulous. Okay, now now we move to an exciting category. It's Best In-Depth Aviation Feature. It's sponsored by Eurofighter, and we are going to welcome Tom Clark to the stage. I see Tom making his way towards us. Yeah, let's have a little round of applause for Tom as he makes his way up. And I'll just do your nominees while you're popping yourself up there, Tom. We've got Ryan Finnerty and Craig Hoyle, why the US Air Force is accelerating its future tanker fleet plans for Flight International. We have Jonathan Hemmerdinger, but is it an aircraft? FAA decided on a non-critical question as Regent seeks sea glider guidance from Flight Global. We have Mark Huber, Spectrum Wars continues summer sizzle for Aviation International News. We've got Gareth Jennings, Need for Speed, Western militaries seek to expand the envelope of rotorcraft performance for Janes. We have John Ostrower, inside the strange union of Boeing and Spirit Aerosystems, the air current. We've got Richard Scott, widening the field, AESA radars multiply for Eurofighter Typhoon from Jane's Defence Weekly. We have Matt Thurber, 20 years later, first flight of the Honda Jet prototype for Aviation International News. And finally, our old friend Alistair White for Wheels on Fire for Corporate Jet Investor. So there were so many entries for this category. Therefore, we have decided to award a special judges' commendation. So to collect the judges' commendation, please welcome to the stage Richard Scott, widening the field, AESA radars multiply for Eurofighter Typhoon for James Defence Weekly. Richard, special judges' commendation. And the judges said a remarkable level of detail and analysis presents a technical subject clearly and in an engaging way with well-researched sources. So Richard is getting our special judges' commendation. There he is. There's Richard. Give it up for Richard. Would you like?
Yeah, just very briefly to say I'm very honoured, very surprised to get this, and really just to echo the sentiments of those who've come before. About the importance of the future of this industry, bringing up, cultivating young blood, and supporting what we do as journalists. Thank you very much for the sponsors here tonight, and just make sure that there is a business out there for the young, up-and-coming reporters to go to in the future.
Very lovely work. Thank you. Lovely to see you. And congratulations. So now I'm going to ask Tom to come over and announce the winner of Best In-Depth Aviation Feature, which is...
John Ostrower.
Yay, John Ostrower. inside the strained union of Boeing and Spirit Aerosystems for the air current. Here comes John. Congratulations. John, get your award. Get your award. I'll tell them about you while you get your award. So the judges' comments here said a seminal piece that effectively laid the groundwork for what was to come. Prophetic. Fantastic insight into the relationship between Boeing and Spirit, deep analysis, varied sources, and punchy prose and bold conclusions. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this award. It's truly an honor. And just for starters, an enormous thank you to my wife and my family for making everything that we do at the Air Current possible and their infinite patience with me and the long hours that this job requires. I want to just recognize my incredible team, Alon Head, Howard Slutskin, Will Geisbond, who's currently doing Oshkosh duty. He drew the long straw, got to hang out with the more fun airplanes. And nothing at the Air Current is possible without this incredible team. Every single piece that we create is a team effort. And while my byline is at the top of this was absolutely a collaborative effort of some of the most extraordinary minds and journalists and people that I have ever had the privilege of working with. And I just wanted to say, on that note, as we think about the future of journalism and journalism of this industry, there's been a lot of talk about management. And I want to direct my message mostly to the companies in this room who have generously sponsored this event to recognize myself and my colleagues this evening for their superb work. That is not enough. If you want an industry to be covered, and covered well, you have to invest in it. Period. End of story. That is what is ahead of us. We are entering a remarkably dangerous time for quality journalism, accountability of power, corporate power, political power. And if you want this, if this is a desired thing for this industry in a future that we all need in a democracy, you have to invest in it. This will not propel itself on its own. This is too specialized, too important, and too valuable for all of us in terms of understanding what the future of flying means for this planet. Okay. So, thank you. I truly appreciate it. And have a wonderful Farnborough.
Amazing. Congratulations. Lovely to meet you. Amazing. Another amazing, powerful speech. And well done there, John. Right, we now move on to a very prestigious award, the Bill Gunston Technology Writer of the Year Award. It is sponsored by Boeing, and I believe Paul Lewis is going to join us on stage, and he's right there. Hey, Paul. Hello. Now, I'm just going to read out the names of all these fantastic technology writers. Let's give everyone a cheer because it's individuals, right? So give it up firstly for Bill Carey. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Give it up for Sydney Friedberg. Oh, yeah. Go on for Elan Head. Whoop, whoop. Then John Lake. Let's give him some love. The fabulous Steve Trimble. Let's hear it for Steve. And finally, make some noise for Greg Waldron. Okay, we have a winner. And my darling Paul, tell us who it is.
I didn't bring my glasses with me. I broke them last night. Yeah, here we go. Steve Trimble. Steve Trimble, please come up.
Steve Trimble! Technology Writer of the Year, Steve Trimble. Steve Trimble, the judges said another strong body of work on complex topics from a reporter who revels in such explorations. What a year. Technology Writer of the Year, the Bill Gunston Award. And let's hear some words from Steve Trimble.
Thank you.
Yay! I love that. He puts it all down on the page. That's all he needed to say. Fabulous. Right. We now have another big award, the Aerospace Reporter of the Year Special Recognition for Outstanding Work. It's sponsored by Dassault. So please, will you welcome back, we've seen him before and we love him, the Communications Director of Dassault. It's Vadim Felter! Wow. It's been been so long since I've seen you. You're back. So again, these are all individuals up for special recognition for their outstanding work. Give it up for Bill Carey, the wonderful John Hemmerdinger, the fabulous Norbert Newman, John Ostra, our very good friend Adrian Schofield, and Patrick Veillette. They're all amazing. Pop your glasses on and tell me.
John Hemmerdinger.
Yes, John. John Hemmerdinger. There you go. John is a tireless journalist, consistently expanding his impressively diverse body of work. John has produced a range of really impressive articles this year with some fascinating insights. The mic's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This is an incredible honor. I am just so happy. Thank you. Flight Global, I've been there 11 years. I started my aviation reporting career there. It's the best group of people I ever worked with. And I'm humbled. It's such an amazing group of people. This is such an amazing award, and everyone have a great night. Thank you very much.
John Hemmerdinger. Oh, now it has been my delight to present these awards, but we now have some final awards that are very special, presented by the head of the judging panel. So your esteemed judges, he was in charge. Please, will you go wild and crazy from Edelman? It's Adam Canoa! Adam Canoa, here he comes. Thank you. Adam, you are going to take over the presenting. Here you are, my love.
Almost dropped all the notes. That would be bad. One more big thanks for Peter and for all the judges, please. 500 plus entries. That's a really big deal. I also want to recognize somebody who's already been recognized tonight, but has really done a tremendous amount for bringing aviation to millions of people over a remarkable career. So one more round of applause, please, for Aaron Heselhurst from the BBC. Just amazing energy. All right, so tonight we honor 3 esteemed journalists for exceptional reportage over the decades, and I invite Jane Terry from Lockheed Martin to the stage, please. Okay. The career of our first lifetime honoree was inspired at the age of 6 when he received an aircraft picture book for Christmas in 1954. By the time he was a teen, our honoree was a published author and photographer and an active air cadet. His work as an adult spanned the full range of aviation publications, from yearbooks and encyclopedias to magazines and show dailies at air shows around the world. He is unable to join us tonight due to health issues, but we applaud his 7 decades in aviation journalism. Please join me in celebrating the work of Paul Jackson. Again, Paul is unable to join us, but he sincerely thanks everybody for this recognition, and we wish him well. The career of our second lifetime honoree can be summed up in numbers. 20 years at AIN, mostly for business jet traveler, 120 awards there during his tenure, 14 years before that at a medical publication, and his byline in more than 75 magazines, from Barron's to the Los Angeles Times. And all that doesn't even take into account his music books and other writing, but it's his work at BJT, including awards from NBAA and NATA, that we celebrate here. Sincere congratulations go to our second honoree, Jeff Berger. And accepting, I think, for Jeff is Charles Alcock from AIN. Charles?
Jeff came to work with us about 20 years ago, and right away I knew he was special. He had absolutely zero interest in aircraft. He basically didn't believe a word that any aviation company said, and I thought he'll do fine because he'll give us that critical, outside, independent thinking we needed. And was I right? He really was very special in that regard. He had one other quality that no other person at AIN in the editorial team has. He understood high net worth individuals, which is something that none of us will ever know. So there we go. Jeff, well deserved.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person tonight. You know, when Peter Bradfield phoned to tell me I was being recognized for a lifetime achievement in the Aerospace Media Awards, my first reaction was that there must have been a mistake. Maybe I'd misheard him and he was actually calling to ask for my help in locating the real winner. After all, while I'd spent a lifetime in journalism, I'd been working in the aerospace field for a relatively brief 20 years. I stumbled into this field by accident. A magazine I'd been at had folded near the end of 2003, and so I was looking for a new editorial position. A friend called and said she'd heard about an opening at a company called Aviation International News. I got in touch, was given a couple of trial assignments, and had an interview with AIN's chief editor, Randy Padfield. Soon after that, Randy offered me a job at what he said was the company's brand new magazine, Business Jet Traveler. He explained that the company's other publications were for people in the industry, but that BJT was for the people who got on the aircraft and turned right after climbing the air stair. At the time, I knew virtually nothing about the aviation field or about the sort of people who ride as passengers on business aircraft. But Randy told me not to worry. He said I could learn all that, and that his first priority was finding someone with enough journalism experience to help oversee the publication. I accepted the job, which I started in March 2004, but I initially wasn't sure how long I'd stay. I'd previously worked at magazine companies with huge resources and hundreds or even thousands of employees, and AIN was relatively small. Plus, as I said, I knew virtually nothing about the field. Before I started in the position, I figured that one of its main benefits might be that AIN's office was literally down the road from my house. Instead of a grueling 3-hour commute to New York City, I could drive to work in 5 minutes. I could even go home for lunch. That was nice, but my short commute proved to be very low on the list of benefits at the best job I ever had. For one thing, AIN's size and private family ownership turned out to be a major plus. Instead of having to answer to stockholders demanding results in the current quarter, AIN's owner could prioritize editorial integrity and long-term growth and could give me considerable freedom to mold and build Business Jet Traveler. For another, I had the opportunity to write and edit a wide variety of articles on fascinating subjects and people. I particularly enjoyed being able to interview many prominent business jet flyers, among them Sir Richard Branson, attorney F. Lee Bailey, Bruce Springsteen's guitarist and soprano star Steve Van Zandt, and even Donald Trump, who incidentally didn't like my questions and abruptly ended our interview. But by far, the best part of being at AIN these past 20 years has been the chance to collaborate with my colleagues, a supportive and thoroughly congenial group dedicated to maintaining high journalistic standards. I want to thank all of them, and especially the chief editors I've worked with over the years, Randy Padfield, Charlie Alcock, and Matt Thurber, as well as the Leach family, Wilson Leach, who co-founded AIN, David Leach, and Jennifer Leach English. A very special thank you to Jennifer, who joined BJT in 2011 as editorial director, worked with me for the remainder of my career, and wound up being a close friend. I can't say enough about how wonderful it's been to collaborate with her all these years. As I mentioned, I initially wasn't sure how long I'd remain at AIN. Then, as I began to see how much I enjoyed it, I decided I'd like to stay until I reached retirement age in 2015. But that year came and went, and I kept putting off my exit. I wound up being at AIN for a full 20 years because the work was so rewarding and the people were so great. So, an unplanned but immensely enjoyable career, and now an unexpected but immensely appreciated award. My thanks to everyone at the Aerospace Media Awards for this great honor, and to all the people in the industry and at AIN who have made me feel so at home for these past 2 decades. Thank you so much.
Honoree is with us here in the room. His 6-decade media career began at the age of 15 as a newspaper copy boy, numerous trade media jobs, and one fortuitous diary mix-up later. This honoree found himself writing an avionics story, and the rest, they say, is history. His career has spanned Interavia, Jane's Defense Weekly, Flight International, and most recently Defense News. Along the way, his travels took him far, Libya during the Gaddafi regime, and near, an exclusive with then Prime Minister David Cameron. Let's welcome tonight's final honoree, Andrew Tudor.
I won't keep you long. I'm aware that some of you at least will have to be up very early tomorrow morning heading out to Farnborough. Actually, it's the prospect of a 26th Farnborough for me that made me retire a few weeks ago. So I would just like to thank all of those that made my career in this sector such a blast. Some of them are here tonight, like Paul Lewis, Varga Muradian. It's been a great time, guys. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Put that back here.
Amazing. Your Lifetime Achievement Awards. Give it up for all the Lifetime Achievement winners. Incredible. And thank you so much to Adam for hosting those. Okay, so now that's the awards done. The only thing left for me to say is just thank you so much for having me. And it's been such a great evening. You are such a brilliant bunch of people. And the speeches tonight have been, inspiring, rallying calls, like sort of amazing, inspiring, really interesting. And above all, it's been great to celebrate all the amazing, talented people in this room tonight. Well done, all of you. Thank you for having me. And all I need to do now is hand you back to the man, the myth, the legend that is Richard Birchnell.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it now. She did a fantastic job. Lucy Porter. And while I'm about it, can we also show appreciation to founder, CEO, the guy who organized everything here, Peter Bradfield. He's hiding. And his glamorous assistant, Janice Bradfield, who hands out all the awards and the secret behind the scenes. We congratulate all the winners, and we want to tell you, if you've won an award, we have boxes to take them home in. You can collect them from the right side of the stage as you leave. We want to thank all the sponsors and the journalists for attending, and all the judges. And we thank Bombardier, merci, pardon, I'm so sorry, Bombardier, for the takeaway gifts, which you'll find at the back of the room. They are some wonderful pens, some lovely notebooks, and some remove before flight key rings and bottle openers. And also we have some phone chargers, which we're very proud to announce, which will be from Embraer. Now, date for your diaries, Paris next year, 15th of June. And if you feel like it and you're into the Defense Media Awards, it's Washington, D.C., 13th of October. Now, I'm going to say, before we all break up, if you want to carry on drinking, there's a bar in the foyer behind you, turn left, more or less where you came in, And I'm told that Peter's put a little bit of cash behind the bar, so you can get a free drink for a while. Now, we're going to remove this lectern. We want to invite all the winners, all the sponsors up onto this stage for one big group photograph. And after that, you may use the stage and the backdrop for little selfies and private pictures if you wish. So thank you all, everybody. You've been a wonderful audience. I say that every time. I say it every evening, wherever I am. And especially made so easy and funny. Lucy, you were amazing. You really are. You learned so much about aviation. And you were a delight to be the co-host here. Thank you all. So, Alex, please, can remove the lectern. Winners, sponsors, bring your awards up onto the stage. One big group photograph. Thank you all.